Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is definitely one of the most anticipated games of 24, and this is just recently because it's been under the radar, but now it's piquing everybody's radar because the game looks to be really solid. This game is the first time Prince of Persia's franchise goes into a Metroidvania style game, and the question is it any good? Should you pick it up? Should you put it on your radar if it's not? And should you spend your hard-earned money in it? Well, today we're going to find out the answer to that in this Before You Buy. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and talk about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Let's get started with the good news, guys. One of the greatest news about this particular game, guys, is that there will be an official beta available for you guys to play before you even purchase the game. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Spoiler alert, you're going to fall in love with the game. I'm telling you right now, 100%, after you play the beta, you will want to pick this up. Now, the beta comes out on January the 11th. So you have a PlayStation, Xbox, and a PC. You will be able to play the beta and test the game out for yourself. All right, so now that you know the beta, you played the beta, you're probably wondering, Laser, when can I actually get my hands on the game? Before we talk about the release date, we have to talk about the versions of the game that you're able to pick up. So there are two versions of the game that you're able to pick up. You're able to pick up a standard edition, and that's going to give you the Warrior Within outfit. That's a pre-order bonus, and you're able to get just that. So you'll be able to get an outfit that you're able to wear for your character to be able to play the game, and you should be good to go. That's going to cost you $50. Now, there is another version of the game called the Deluxe Edition, and this one's going to give you the Warrior outfit. It's going to give you the Deluxe Pack, and it's going to give you early access. Now, this is the reason we wanted to put this first, because the actual release of the game is 2 dates. We have January the 15th, which is going to be the early access release date. So if you went ahead and pre-ordered the Deluxe Edition, you will get access to this early access and start playing the game on the 15th. If you just pre-ordered the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, just a regular standard edition, or you pick up the game once it comes out January the 18th. So there's 2 dates for the release. There's the early access, and then there is the normal standard release date, which is January the 18th. So now let's get into the good stuff, and let's talk a little bit about the story. In Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, you're going to be introduced to a brand new hero called Sargon, who is a gifted young warrior who is part of the 7 Immortals, who has very amazing skills such as acrobatic. He's fast, he's agile, and we'll talk a little bit further in the game. But the main concept of the story is that he is tasked to save a kidnapped prince, Ghazan, from the cursed city of Mount Quaff. Now, in addition to that, guys, this game takes a lot of inspiration from Persian mythology. So if you're familiar with that, this is definitely going to kind of be up your alley in being able to identify the world and the environment and just the enemies and the story, how they kind of compress within this Persian mythology. Now let's talk a little bit about gameplay. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who have played Prince of Persia before, this is the first time they go into a Metroidvania type of game. And the best reference I can give you this is if you ever played Ori and the Blind Forest, or if you ever played Hollow Knights, this is definitely going to be up your alley. This game is actually really solid in the sense of the hours it's going to take for you to complete. So to reference those 2 games, Hollow Knights usually took between 27 to 70 hours to complete, depending if you were doing side quests. And then you have Ori and the Blind Forest, who took 8 to 10 hours. Now this is going to sit right dab in the middle. It's going to take you 25 hours to complete the game, and that is without you doing any sort of side quests. Now the great thing about this game is that it has amazing elements that, define the genre of the Metroidvania style, which is going to allow you to do a lot of really cool stuff, because there's going to be secret rooms and areas that are going to be located that can be unlocked once certain criteria is met. So if you guys played any of these games, you're going to notice that once you get yourself a skill, this skill will give you ability to traverse the area. So what this allows you to do, it gives the game a lot of replayability, because in order for you to enter a secret area, you're going to have to add the skill to your inventory first before you get access to this. So think of something like you're trying to jump, and trying to reach something, but you haven't, unlocked the ability to double jump. You won't be able to. So first you got to unlock that ability. Once you unlock that ability, you got to come back to the area and go ahead and complete that secret room. So it's very cool and a very good replayability factor, not only as in the sense of learning the map, but also learning the abilities as you play. You're going to be able to also have some very interesting puzzle solvings in order to open up secret rooms, and in order to receive secret abilities, and in order to receive secret items that are only found within these secret rooms. So there's going to be a lot of puzzle solving. Now remember, the game is inspired by Persian mythology, so the game is really big and filled with bigger than life landmarks, and you can expect to explore a variety of highly detailed biomes, which are known like levels, each filled with its own set of wonders and dangers around it, and also amazing treasures. So let's talk a little bit about the abilities and combat system you're going to have in the game. So Sargon could jump, slide, air dash. He could travel between different platforms. He could fight against enemies using a pair of deadly blades and also a bow that he gets later on in the game. And on top of that, he's going to have special abilities known as Afterglow. I'm going to mention a couple so you guys can get a better idea of all the stuff you're going to be able to do in the game. So if you ever played a game called Sands of Time, you know there was an ability that would allow you to bend time. And this comes into the same fruition in this particular game, where you're going to be able to bend time to be able to get some really awesome abilities. There's an ability Sargon has that's called the Rush, which is going to give you the ability to instantly dash forward through time. So this is going to not only allow you to platform better, but to get to areas that are a little bit further to reach a lot quicker. He also has another ability called Shadow, which is a Shadow Simorg, which gives you the ability of setting up a shadow and then moving forward and then returning back to that shadow. So it's kind of like a really cool experience. Think of it like a teleporting mechanic that lets you set a marker, you put down the marker, you move forward through time, you do your thing, and then you're able to reference back to that marker if you need to. Really good for platforming, really good for evading boss fights. So a really good ability. Now these are just two that I wanted to mention so you guys can get an idea of what you're going to be able to do. But on top of that, you're going to be able to increment how well these abilities play out, because throughout Mount Quav, you'll be able to modify these abilities. You're going to be able to find different things that allow you to modify and enhance these abilities even further. Now, in addition to that, you will be finding items within the world known as time crystals. Now, time crystals are going to give you the ability to upgrade your weapons and also upgrade your abilities. However, do keep in mind that Sargon is not the only one that's able to draw power from these time crystals. Now let's talk a little bit about the game modes and level of difficulty. So there are two game modes available in the game. There's Exploration, which is going to allow you to pretty much move around the world without any markers. It's just going to, have you explore the world. There is another one called Guided Mode. Now the Guided Mode is going to allow you to be able to bring up the map and show you different icons displaying locations to your next objective, so you know where you need to go. So you could decide whether you want to be an explorer or you just want to, make sure the game tells you, what you could access, where you can't access, and where to go. Now, in addition to that, there is another layer, which are the difficulty levels. You're going to have Rookie, you're going to have pretty much Warrior, which is kind of like your defaults, right? And then you have Hero, and then you have Immortal. Now, additional from that, you will also be able to set your own custom difficulty level, which will let you tweak the numbers for the following. So it's going to allow you to do enemy damage, enemy health, environment damage, parry difficulty, dodge window, and the rate at which your author gauge actually depletes upon taking damage. So if you want to, replay the game, get everything, get all the loot, get acclimated, and get all the items, and then you're like, well, you know what, now let me play this game in Immortal with all my items, you're going to be able to do that. Or if you even want to up the antes, or maybe do a stream where the stream picks what you need to pick to see how far you're able to get, then you can go to the game menu and tweak that, which is actually a really cool option that they gave us. Now, with diverse enemies at every single biome or every single level and multiple bosses to fight, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is definitely looking like a really solid game and a very great way to start out 2024. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, I highly recommend you check out this video that's popping up right now, that not only is going to help you get better at the game, but it's also going to help you tackle on the beta and also get ready for the release of the game. I hope you guys are enjoying our content here on the channel. If you are, do me a huge favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like, but most importantly, subscribe, turn on all those notifications so you guys won't miss when our videos go live. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.